Have you ever felt uneasy around someone but couldn't explain why? That gut feeling, that nagging sense that something's not quite right, it's more than just a hunch. It's your instinct trying to protect you. In today's world, where we interact with so many people, it's crucial to recognize the signs of harmful individuals. This video will help you spot 5 key indicators that you might be dealing with an evil person. But what do we mean by evil? In this context, we're not talking about cartoon villains or supernatural forces. We're referring to people whose actions and intentions consistently harm others. These individuals often hide behind charming facades, making them hard to identify at first glance. That's why understanding these signs is so important for your well-being and safety. Let's start with the first sign: consistent lying. Truth is the foundation of any healthy relationship, whether it's personal or professional. When someone repeatedly lies, they're not just bending the truth, they're actively eroding the trust between you. This goes beyond the occasional white lie told to spare feelings. We're talking about a pattern of deception that serves the liar's interests at the expense of others. People who consistently lie often do so to manipulate situations in their favor. They might lie about their achievements, their past, or even simple day-to-day events. Over time, you might notice inconsistencies in their stories or catch them in obvious falsehoods. The problem is, when confronted, these individuals often double down on their lies or create even more elaborate tales to cover their tracks. The impact of dealing with a consistent liar can be severe. You might find yourself constantly second-guessing what they say, leading to stress and anxiety. Your own sense of reality can become distorted as you try to reconcile their version of events with the truth. This is especially dangerous in close relationships, where trust is paramount. Moving on to the second sign: a lack of empathy. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another person. It's what allows us to connect with others on an emotional level, to offer comfort when someone is hurting, or to celebrate their joys as if they were our own. In healthy relationships, empathy flows naturally, creating a bond of mutual understanding and support. However, evil people often lack this crucial quality. They struggle to put themselves in others' shoes or simply don't care to try. This absence of empathy can manifest in various ways. They might dismiss your feelings when you're upset, fail to show concern when you're facing difficulties, or even mock your emotional responses. A person without empathy might react with indifference to your pain or excitement. They could brush off your concerns as trivial or overreact to minor inconveniences that affect them personally. This stark contrast between their response to their own experiences and their reaction to yours is a clear red flag. The effects of interacting with someone who lacks empathy can be deeply damaging. You might feel invalidated, as if your emotions don't matter. Over time, this can lead to a loss of self-esteem and a tendency to suppress your own feelings. In extreme cases, you might even start to doubt the legitimacy of your emotional responses. The third sign to watch out for is manipulation. Manipulative behavior is a hallmark of evil individuals. They use various tactics to control others and situations to their advantage. This manipulation can be subtle, making it hard to recognize at first, but it's always aimed at serving the manipulator's interests, often at the expense of others. Manipulators are skilled at identifying others' vulnerabilities and exploiting them. They might use guilt trips to make you feel bad for not meeting their demands. They could employ flattery to lower your defenses before asking for favors. Some might even use threats or intimidation to force compliance. A common manipulation tactic is gaslighting, where the manipulator makes you question your own perception of reality. They might deny saying or doing things you clearly remember, or insist that you're overreacting to their harmful behavior. This can leave you feeling confused and uncertain, making it easier for them to control you. Another form of manipulation is playing the victim. The person might exaggerate or fabricate hardships to gain sympathy and avoid taking responsibility for their actions. They could also use this tactic to make you feel guilty for setting boundaries or standing up for yourself. The effects of prolonged exposure to manipulation can be severe. You might find yourself constantly walking on eggshells, afraid of triggering the manipulator's displeasure. Your self-confidence may erode as you start to doubt your own judgment. In extreme cases, you could become isolated from friends and family as the manipulator seeks to maintain control over you. The fourth sign of an evil person is their refusal to take responsibility for their actions. Accountability is a crucial aspect of maturity and healthy relationships. It involves acknowledging our mistakes, learning from them, and making amends when necessary. However, evil individuals consistently avoid taking responsibility, instead shifting blame onto others or external circumstances. This behavior manifests in various ways. When confronted with their mistakes or misdeeds, they might immediately point fingers at others. They could claim they had no choice or that someone else forced their hand. In some cases, they might even try to convince you that the problematic event never happened at all. A person who never takes responsibility often has a list of excuses ready for every situation. They might blame their upbringing, society, or even you for their poor choices. This constant deflection of blame can be incredibly frustrating and confusing for those around them. The impact of dealing with someone who refuses to take responsibility can be significant. You might find yourself constantly making excuses for their behavior or taking on blame that isn't yours. This can lead to a skewed sense of responsibility in your own life, where you feel accountable for things beyond your control. Moreover, when someone consistently avoids responsibility, it becomes impossible to resolve conflicts or improve the relationship. Without acknowledgement of wrongdoing, there can be no genuine apology or change in behavior. This creates a cycle of repeated hurtful actions without resolution. The fifth and perhaps most disturbing sign of an evil person is that they derive pleasure from hurting others. While most people feel distress when they cause harm, even accidentally, evil individuals may actively seek out opportunities to inflict pain or discomfort on those around them. This enjoyment of others' suffering can manifest in various ways. It might be as subtle as making cutting remarks disguised as jokes, then relishing in the target's discomfort. Or it could be as overt as deliberately sabotaging someone's efforts and gloating over their failure. People who enjoy hurting others often display a pattern of behavior known as sadism. They might provoke arguments or create drama just to watch others struggle. In some cases, they could even resort to physical harm or emotional abuse for their own satisfaction. It's important to note that this behavior goes beyond simple meanness or occasional insensitivity. It's a consistent pattern of deriving pleasure from others' pain. These individuals might smile or laugh when recounting how they hurt someone. They could also show excitement or increased energy when discussing or witnessing others' misfortunes. The impact of interacting with someone who enjoys causing harm can be deeply traumatic. You might find yourself constantly on edge, never knowing when or how they might try to hurt you next. This constant state of anxiety can lead to serious mental health issues over time. Now that we've discussed the 5 signs of an evil person, let's talk about how to protect yourself. The first step is to trust your instincts. If someone consistently makes you feel uncomfortable or on edge, there's likely a good reason for it. Don't dismiss these feelings or try to rationalize them away. Setting clear boundaries is crucial when dealing with potentially harmful individuals. This means clearly communicating what behavior is and isn't acceptable to you. Be firm and consistent in enforcing these boundaries, even if it feels uncomfortable at first. It's also important to maintain a strong support network. Surround yourself with positive, trustworthy people who have your best interests at heart. These relationships can provide a reality check when you're dealing with someone who tries to manipulate or gaslight you. If you find yourself in a situation where you're regularly interacting with someone who displays these harmful traits, it may be necessary to limit or even cut off contact. This can be challenging, especially if the person is a family member or longtime friend, but your safety and well-being should always come first. Remember, it's not your responsibility to change or fix an evil person. While people can and do change, it requires a genuine desire and effort on their part. Your energy is better spent on protecting yourself and fostering healthy relationships with others. The impact of evil people on your life can be profound and long-lasting. Prolonged exposure to lying, lack of empathy, manipulation, avoidance of responsibility, and enjoyment of others' pain can lead to serious emotional and psychological effects. You might find yourself struggling with trust issues, even in relationships with kind and honest people. The constant stress of dealing with an evil person can lead to anxiety, depression, and other mental health challenges. Your self-esteem may suffer as you internalize the negative messages and treatment you've received. In some cases, victims of evil people may develop a distorted view of what constitutes normal behavior in relationships. This can make them vulnerable to further exploitation in the future. It's crucial to recognize these impacts and seek help if you're struggling to cope. Moving forward after identifying and dealing with an evil person in your life can be challenging but rewarding. Start by taking time to reflect on your experiences. What red flags did you miss initially? How did the person's behavior affect you? Understanding these aspects can help you avoid similar situations in the future. Work on rebuilding your self-esteem and confidence. Remember that the harmful person's actions reflect on them, not on you. You deserve respect, kindness, and honesty in your relationships. Consider seeking professional help if you're finding it difficult to process your experiences or move forward. Focus on cultivating healthy relationships with people who demonstrate empathy, honesty, and respect. These positive connections can help counteract the negative effects of your experiences with the evil person. In conclusion, let's recap the 5 signs that you might be dealing with an evil person: consistent lying, lack of empathy, manipulation, refusal to take responsibility, and enjoyment of hurting others. By recognizing these signs early, you can protect yourself from potential harm and make informed decisions about who you allow into your life. Remember, you have the power to choose who you surround yourself with. You don't have to tolerate harmful behavior or make excuses for those who consistently hurt you. Prioritize your well-being and seek out relationships that bring positivity and growth into your life. Thank you for watching this video. If you found it helpful, please consider liking and subscribing to our channel for more content on personal growth and relationships. We'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Remember, by sharing our knowledge and supporting each other, we can all lead happier, healthier lives.